morning, guys. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to another bookish vlog. Today, we're about to go to the New Delhi World Book Fair, and this has been very anticipated. Every year, I wait for February or September for any of the book fairs that happen at Bharat Mandapam. I've been going to the Delhi World Book Fair and the Delhi Book Fair for the past 4 to 5 years, and I can say that the event in itself has transformed over the years. The location has also been through a drastic transformation, and I feel like just reading in general as an activity has grown among the masses. And so I've felt a little nervous and anxious about having to, just I don't know, like just vlog this entire thing. And I thought that I'd be going in one of the last few days of the event, but since I got a day off from college, I thought that, what, I should probably go and, just explore as much as I can before the weekend, because I don't know what the rush will be like before the weekend. So I just quickly took a shower, I've gotten ready, and I'm all prepped for the book fair. I am a little nervous. I'm not good with crowds, and I just don't know how to I don't know, approach. I've had lengthy discussions with my sister and my sonny about this, and I was just like, how do I don't know. It's just so nerve-wracking because it's become such a big thing, right? Back when I used to go, they were usually just like little kids and intellectuals that used to be their professors and the sort, and now it's just become such a huge like cultural event in terms of it just being something that is being talked about so massively on Instagram, on YouTube, and I just feel like, wow, okay, do I really have anything else to add to this? Like, is what I'm gonna add significant? All of these really existential questions, but you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna show you how the experience is for me and how I'm gonna just get through it, right? We've got this. We've got this. Now, in terms of books, I know that there are several halls at the book fair, and there are halls dedicated to big publishers, to smaller publishers, to bookstores, and also like to very niche publishers. People like, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and they told me that they'd already visited and they saw specific niche publishers for, say, Bengali journals, Urdu poetry, stuff like that. So and I remember when I used to go before that there were specific stalls for like science textbooks or like comics and just like really specific language texts. So I'm looking forward to that now that I'm in currently almost done with a degree in comparative Indian literature. I do want to explore a little bit about Indian languages, but also like my like niche interests are like kind of just like I'm like being pulled towards my niche interests as well as my academic interests, and it's just I don't know, there's just not enough time, and there's just so much anxiety with it all, and I just want to enjoy it. I don't want to stress myself out too much with all of this, but yeah, it's gonna be good, and I'm just gonna explore all the halls as much as I can, and I'm looking forward to a few books that I've checked online that I haven't been able to get my hands on. I'm gonna only buy books that I really, really want to read. Usually, when I went to book fairs earlier, I would always pick up books that just, caught my interest. But you know what? I'm gonna be more of a conscious buyer this time, and I'm just gonna not just invest in books that I know that I'm not gonna pick up anytime soon. I just want to read books that I really, really want to read and have been looking for a bit. Yeah, and usually I don't really go shopping into the big publisher sections like Penguin, Bloomsbury, HarperCollins, and now with my little internship stint at HarperCollins, I did have more of a, I don't know, insider perspective on the big publishing houses and how they work at book fairs and stuff like that, and it was fairly interesting. And usually I don't go into them, but now that I've like my understanding of it all has grown so much, I do want to explore it a little bit. I want to see what kind of discounts they're offering and any books that I really want to read that I might not find online but I'm finding it at this book fair. So yeah, let's just go see what what we come across, things that grab our interest and things that I'm like extremely interested by. Moreover, I also have my dissertation this semester, so like I have kind of a research idea in my mind, something that interests both me and my sister, and so we can have like lengthy discussions on it. So I'm hoping that I might find books that are related to that as well. Oh, there's so much in my head and I'm so nervous. I'm not going to have the time to like do it all, but we got this. Okay, like I know I'm not going to be able to record too much for this vlog today because Dave isn't with me. My sonny isn't with me, and he usually records me really well, and I'm just hoping that when we are able to go on the weekend, he's gonna record me really well, and I'm gonna be able to get more at that time. But for now, whatever I can get today, I'm gonna get it for you guys. All right, let's go. Bye.
Omika, have you bought something? Show me. Chalo.
Hi guys. So it's the next day, and I went shopping, book shopping yesterday at the book fair, and I'm in such a rush, so I don't have like what I have to say planned. It's just been in my head since last night. It was very overwhelming, to be honest. It was very overwhelming. At the book fair, there were just so many people, like there was just so much of a crowd. There were school children there, out on like a picnic to the book fair, and there were so many adults. There were politicians, there were influencers, there were vloggers. There were so many people there, and it was so overwhelming. And I went in there completely like, I don't know, prepared. And when I was done at the end of the day, like when Dave had come from work, I was just sad, I guess. I don't know. I was just drained. I bought books, and it was very surprising the kind of books that I bought, because I usually don't buy books that way. And I'm really proud of myself because I don't think I've ever thought so hard before buying books, and I thought so hard. I was being really tough on myself about what I could buy, what I couldn't buy, and about, just not spending money on books that I wouldn't be reading anytime soon, you know? So yeah, I did get books, and I got like these really cute bags, like a Bloomsbury bag and a shed bag. And yeah, I'm not gonna show it to you guys today because I want to like go. I decided like early in the morning, like yesterday when the book fair was almost over, I was like, texted Dave and I was like, you know what, Dave, I'm just gonna buy whatever I want today because let's just not go to the book fair again, because I was so overwhelmed by it. And I was like, you know what, let's just this day be the day that I finish everything that I want to finish with the book fair. But I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know what? There's so many other books that that might come on the shelves that I might miss out on, and I just wanted to buy them. And I was just like, let me just go again. Maybe I won't buy them. Maybe I will buy them. There was just so much going on in my head, and they was like, Omika, the World Book Fair comes once in a year. Okay, it doesn't come all the time. Okay, and you're not spending money like a deranged spender. Okay, and just go for it, you know, just go and feel satisfied, and so that you don't have any regrets that you aren't going. Wow, it's just construction and dang dang dang. Anyway, I'm so late. I woke up at 8 and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna get ready and go as soon as I can. And now it's almost 2. It's almost effing 2. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna take you guys with me, so let's go. Hi guys! So it's the day after the second day of me attending the book fair. And why is it like every day after the day that I go book shopping, I'm like hung over from it? Like, you know how people party all night and they vlog it, and the next day they're not able to have like the post party vlog because they're just exhausted. Why am I acting like that? I just went book shopping. Like, why does it feel like that though? But it was such an experience, you know, like honestly it was really an experience. And like, it's weird how I went into it thinking that I'd do it a certain way, and it didn't turn out that way. It turned out in another way entirely. I thought that, you know, since everyone else was doing this thing where they were kind of showing how to navigate the book fair and kind of which halls are good, which halls aren't, and I was like, okay, so that means that I would have to go to each hall and I would have to attend all of the events and I'd have to like vlog all of it. But then when I reached there, it was already late. I decided to walk instead of using the bus. So it was like at least 2 kilometers at the minimum from the gate to the hall. And after having decided which hall I wanted to go to, because I knew I had little time, I was keen on going to the hall with the big publishers and the semi big publishers. And the halls were divided in such a way that it was pretty obvious that the halls 1, 2, 3, and 4 and were mostly just a lot of like stuff that I wouldn't be interested in. I'm sure you saw the entire hall categorization, and it was just not something I was interested in at the moment. And I was like, I don't want to have to miss out things that I'm interested in just for the purpose of the vlog. I do want to enjoy the experience as well, and that's why I went to hall number 5 immediately. I thought that I'd be going to hall number 6 first, but then once I looked into the whole it being the children's pavilion, I saw so many like school kids go into it. I was like, no, I can't, I just can't right now. So I immediately went to hall number 5. I pretty much covered the entire hall number 5 till I got to the part of the international delegates part. I think I remember entering that place and immediately it's smelling like Kuwait, and it's smelling like the Middle East, because it was like, I don't know, it was bookhaul or it was dates. I don't know what it was, but immediately I was like, where am I? Because why do I feel like I'm in Kuwait? Okay. It just says that how much like smell has to do with memory. And I got there and I immediately took a U-turn because I was like, I can't do this. I'm already overwhelmed by the crowd, by like just feeling the lack of preparation, and I just could not for the life of me go through that in that moment. So I turned around and I could see people in dish dashas, and like they were just like having like political stuff happening, and I was just like, nah, okay. And I turned around, and then I went to the other like stalls. I mostly, surprisingly, because okay, so like every other book fair I've been to, I usually never go to the big publishers, because at the time when I was shopping for books, I thought that it was better to buy like second hand books, or find books that I love in like, in the kind of setting where you're like, looking for it, it's like what is the word? Why can't the word come to my head right now? Why do I blank out only when, oh, wow, what's the word? When you go to Sarojini and you go, what is the word for it? It's not, yikes. Oh, what the hell? Okay, whatever it is, it's like, it's good, like looking and falling into this like pile of books, and you're just like, trying to stumble upon the book that you want. And that felt good for a while. But I remember when I was making that video with my sister, we both were talking about how going to Kunzum was a different experience, because you're actually like finding books that you love, and you want it like for certain, and it isn't just something that has sparked your interest and you're just buying it because it has sparked your interest. And I think we've done that for such a long time, where we've bought books because they're cheaper, we've bought books because they're second hand, and we felt joy over it. But then time passes and you see books online, people talking about books that you wanted, and years go by before you actually get the book, and it comes down to the price that you like, and it's just a whole thing. And I really wasn't like, I didn't think I would be going to any of the big publishers. And when I entered there, and considering that I knew about the books each of the publishers had, and the ones that I really wanted, like even recently right after exams I went to Kunzum, and I couldn't find the books that I wanted to use my coupons, and I couldn't find the books that I really wanted for so many months, because I've been stressing over buying them online, because after seeing so many people talk about how they got pirated books from Amazon or from any of the bookish sites, I was really scared to have been buying the books that I love so much off of those sites. So I was just not buying them for so long. But then when I saw them at the book fair, I was like, you know what? It's fine, okay, I deserve this, I'm gonna buy it. And I was so frugal with the way I bought, like okay, so I went into the big bookstores, and I looked around, and then I found like smaller booksellers that were associated with those big publishers, and they had higher discounts. Now if you're going to Penguin and you see their 40% on Penguin Classic Select, yeah, Penguin Select Classics, then the first day I went, the entire table was empty, because that was like one of like the most discounted books over there, and I couldn't see any of them. But then when I went on the second day, I immediately rushed to the place first, and I checked, and it did have titles, it had a few titles, it did not have all the titles, and it was fairly discounted. But when I went over to Kohli Book Distributors, I noticed that the same titles, the same edition, and a not pirated version, like an unpirated version, like an actual legitimate version, okay, was for a much cheaper price. And then on top of that, they had a discount. So for example, if the book was for my calculation could be completely messed up, so you should check it on your own. For example, if the book was for 600, they were offering a 40% discount on that book. Over there, at the price of 250, they were offering a 20% discount. So I'm thinking, I could be wrong, okay, I'm thinking that, what, let me check. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, so it was much cheaper over there. I eventually didn't end up buying it, but I did like that, I just don't like feeling like I've been taken advantage of, or that I've been made a fool of, especially when it comes to money. And like if I see something that I've already bought at a cheaper price, I feel immediate regret. So I had actually taken a few rounds, and when I went on the second day, I did not go with the purpose of like, oh, I need to vlog. Yes, I had it in my mind that I needed to fill in all the gaps that I had from the previous day, because by the end of the first day I was so disillusioned by the entire event. When Dave came, I was like close to tears, because I was like, I did not know how to process the entire thing. It was so overwhelming. And so the second day when I went, I was like, okay, I want to get the books that I want, that I did not get the day before, because I felt like I was like being a little stingy, and I was being a little frugal. And stingy and frugal are, I think, opposites, but I was trying to be both, okay? And I was trying to achieve a balance of both. And I did buy the books that I wanted, and I left almost like within 2 hours. I had left on the second day because I did not want to do anything more than that. So I checked the discounted places, and those were Kohli book distributors and Amazing Books. And then when I couldn't find my titles, or I found the titles that I wanted, if I found the titles that I wanted, I bought the books from there. But if I didn't find the titles, I went to the actual big publishers, and then I got it at a discounted price. So it was a pretty good experience. And I'm surprised at myself for having bought from those publishers, because I know now that in the place that I live, these books, I cannot find them at a bookstore. And I'm happy that I went and bought it when I did, and that I did not trust the website or whatever, that might have sent the pirated version of the book. So yeah, that was that. And then when it came to classics, there was so many beautiful editions of classics that I really wanted. And you guys know that I've been looking for a very particular classics, and I had made up my mind a few weeks back that, you know what, I'm not gonna spend money on classics. I'm gonna either expect someone to gift a beautiful classic to me, or like just buy a second-hand version of it till I have the amount of money that I need to, buy it, just without any stress of it being an expensive purchase. And so when I went there and I saw all these beautiful books, I was like, so I almost just went like, what, money, like, why do we earn? Like, this is why we earn, even though I don't earn yet, but this is why we earn. Okay, this is why we save up, this is why we like keep our money aside, so that we can spend it on these things. But then I was just like, no, Mika, you have all of them for free on your iPhone. Why? Just wait, like maybe someone someday, okay, people who love you will gift it to you, or you'll buy it on your own. But right now, the books that you really want to read, just get them. And so yeah, I got the books that I love so much, and just let me pick them up, because they look so cute in their little baggies. These are my beautiful books. I know, they look so cute. And I majorly bought from Bloomsbury and Hachette, and I bought from the discounted, the high discount rates bookstores. So I'm just gonna show you, I think I should show you my Bloomsbury haul first, and then my Hachette one. So these are my books from Bloomsbury. Now, these books that I had been looking for them since my birthday, I think. And then I finally found, so the series that I have in this, which is V.E. Schwab's. I don't know what the entire series is called, but A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadow, and A Conjuring of Light. What is this series called? It should be written somewhere here. It should be written. Just give me a second. Yeah, Shades of Magic, is that what it's called? I don't know. But yeah, I saw this on Bookstagram and Book Talk for a very long. Why am I holding it like that? Okay, and I was so keen on getting them, and then I finally found them on, I think, what's the site, Bookswagon. Was it Bookswagon? I think it was Bookswagon, but it was so expensive. Because I probably think they were gonna import it or whatever. And yeah, I was just like, I was putting it off because I didn't want to spend that much. Then I got them at a really good discounted price from Bloomsbury. I first went and just got the first part, and then later when I was sleeping at night, I was like, there's so many series just kept on my shelf that are just incomplete, and I'm not able to complete them because I don't own them. And I did try to get like the books online, but I, like, say Nevernight, okay, Nevernight has a lot of footnotes. So when I'm reading them online, it's so hard. So, for example, if I'm at the second page of a chapter, the footnotes are at the 17th page. So, I need to keep going to the 17th page to look at the footnote before I come back to page number 2. It was just a horrifying mess, and I did not want to do that. So, I got these beautiful, beautiful books. And then, before I actually decided to get these books, the very first book of V.E. Schwab that I wanted was obviously The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I know this book isn't hard to find if it is a pirated version. I tried to look for an unpirated version at Kunzum. I tried to look for it on Amazon. On Amazon, people in the comments, like in the reviews, had written that it was a pirated version that they had received. And then from Volkswagen, it was so expensive to get this. So I was like, nah, not happening. So yeah, when I found this at Bloomsbury at a pretty great price, I was like, we're getting it. Everything I've heard about this book is incredible, and moreover, also, like, I was very careful when I was picking books, because I've realized that, books that I see online that I think, like, people I follow online who I think their tastes match mine, when I try to, like, read the books that they were suggesting, I did not usually like all of them, because for me, I need to be moved by a book, okay? For me to really love it, okay? For me to be like in its grasp, okay? Now, when I say I want to be moved by it, I want to either be moved by its writing style, or by its storyline, by its characters, its premise, anything, okay? Its magic system, its world, anything, okay? One thing needs to move me, and if three things simultaneously move me, or if the entire bunch of it, like the writing style, all of it moves me, wow, you have me, okay? But at least one of them need to exist. So, like, writing, before I used to really judge a book for its writing style, but I began to see that, other things within the book could move me. So now I really have to read a few pages before I buy a book. So all of these books that I bought, I actually read a few pages before I committed to buying it, and I'm so proud of myself for that. But yeah, this one, I started reading it, and it immediately had me, okay? And I've watched so many reviews about this book, so I knew I wanted to read it. So I guess we're gonna have a reading log, but let's see. These are the books that I got from Hachette. Okay, I was really surprised when I walked into Hachette, because I have interned at Hachette, and it was one of my favorite publishing houses because of the books that they came out with, especially in young adult fiction and fantasy fiction and romance. I really loved Hachette's books. So my surprise when I managed to see Brandon Sanderson there. So Brandon Sanderson's Yumi and the Nightmare Painter was one of my top rated books from last year, and I was very surprised by how much I liked it, because I was being really judgy about Brandon Sanderson, about his writing style, but the book had me. Like, midway through the book, I was like, why was I being so presumptive about so many things with this book? Because it was so beautiful. And then the next thing that I really wanted to get by Brandon Sanderson was The Tress of the Emerald Sea. I was gonna say Dress of Emerald Sea, but it's Dress of the Emerald Sea. And I was looking for this book for months, and I could not find it on Amazon. And then maybe it's on Amazon right now, but when I was looking for it, it wasn't. And I just don't trust Amazon. So I was looking for it on Volkswagen, and it was really expensive there. But I still had it in my list, because I was like, I'm gonna buy it. No matter how expensive it gets, I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna buy it. So I did get it. It's beautiful. I read the first few pages while I was gonna purchase it, and it's just beautiful, and I really am looking forward to this. And in the very first few pages, right, he says that if you are lucky enough to get the special deluxe edition or whichever, you're gonna be really happy with the artistry and how the way the book has been put together is really beautiful. And yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. And I also got the Mistborn trilogy. I was okay, so when I went to Kunzum, I saw that they had this box set, okay, and I was like, you know what, I can't afford it right now, because this was around my birthday, and I was like, in a few months I'm gonna save up and I'm gonna buy it. And I think a month or so later, when I was able to save up enough to go and buy this, the box set had been opened and a few of the books had been taken out, and especially the first or second part wasn't there. So I was really disappointed, and so every time I went to Kunzum after that incident, I kept looking for any Brandon Sanderson books. And usually these are the ones that you can see, and you never see Tress of the Emerald Sea. And they have another one, the Sunlit Man, I think the one that recently came out. And that I think is has one of the main character, I think, was in Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, if I'm not wrong. And I'm just really looking forward to this because all of my favorite book reviewers talk about this series so much, and I'm so excited. I also just bought the first one when I went on the first day, and then later I went back and I was like, you know what, Amika, like, you're not gonna get it at this price, okay? Just go buy it, okay? And they didn't have the box set when I bought this, but there's 40% off at the box on the box set. So if you get a chance to buy it, go get it. And yeah, I'm just I'm just so happy. I wanted to buy more Brandon Sanderson books, but I was like, Omika, control yourself, okay? Please. You said you'd go into this and you'd be smart about it. So like, read this, okay, and then you can get to the others, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I got these and I'm so happy. Yeah, so there's that. And then I also got one last book, which was from, actually I wasn't sure whether I was gonna buy this because I do have one of her other books, but that's a pirated version. And it's the movie that just came out, People We Meet on Vacation. Yeah, Emily Henry. And I got Beach Read by her. I was so unsure of getting her books because I was like, should I, because they're really expensive for, you know, the size that they are. And I wasn't sure about whether I'd like her books or not. And it's just a lot of my favorite influencers really love her books. And like, I was hoping that because I was just like, romance is maybe just not for me anymore, because I was reading Love Redesigned by Lauren, what's her name, Lauren Roberts, is it Roberts? Should I check? I think it's Lauren Roberts. Girly, what is it? Love Redesigned. I got that in exchange for an older book at Kunzum. Lauren Asher. I was good with the first name, Love Redesigned, and I could not get through it. Like, I probably might finish it. I started it like a day before yesterday, and I was through 200 pages, but I don't know. There's so many things I have to say about it. That's not for this video. But then I was like, you know what? I sat down at the book fair in the middle of a crowd, and I read through the first 10 pages, and I was like, you know what? I like how she's written this. I really like it, and I'm gonna take it. It's about someone who works in books, right? And I'm just so excited. Oh my god, I'm just so excited. I want to read them, but I haven't touched them because I was like, you know, first let me do the haul for you all, and then I'm gonna get to it. But yeah, okay, yeah, so that was my experience at the book fair, and I'm really happy with what I've bought. Oh, I also got like some like bookmarks and stuff. I don't know if you guys would be interested in seeing them. I almost bought other books. Like, I was gonna buy Rachel Gillick books, and I was gonna buy the Poppy War. I was gonna buy a lot of books, but I was like, you know what, Amika, no, okay, you've got other books by these authors. You should read them before you decide that you want to buy other books by them, because it has been disappointing to read certain authors in the past few months, and I just don't want to spend if I'm not gonna like them. I'm just gonna show you the bookmarks I got. I don't really like their bookmarks because some of the bookmarks, like, I'm just against the book or the author, and I'm just like, why? Okay, so I got this one, which is kind of pretty, the Yoga Sutra for Children, Rupa Pai. Oh, this is really nice. I really like this. It says, inside me the power of cosmos. That's sweet. That's cute. I got The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. I was gonna get One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns because I was getting them in a really good price with a bunch of other books. But then when I read through the first few pages, I was like, the writing style isn't and then I looked into the reviews, and people who I really admire on Goodreads, they hadn't said good things about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and wait it out, because if I'm gonna be spending so much money, I should at least like the first 10, like the way the first 10 pages are written, right? So yeah, I know I really want to read The Night and the Moth. I've heard very good things about it, but I wasn't sure about these two, and The Night and the Moth wasn't available. So I'm just gonna wait it out and see what happens. And then this is one that I actually selected on my own, which is Creepy Crawlies, because it looked really cute, and I just kept this. This is the only one I selected. The rest was just given to me. So yeah. there's that. So yeah, it was a good time at the book fair, and I'm happy with my experience there. And I hope you guys get the chance to go, because we still got 3 days left till it's over. So if you have the chance, please go check it out, and just have a good look everywhere before you commit to any purchases. All right, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.